Hello everyone, Ragewood here again. Welcome back. Short and sweet video today, just taking a look at this week's King of the Deep Golden Vulture Racing Arena fight, along with a couple of the other things going on. Now, I have not done it yet. I'm going to do it right now with you guys though, but just a quick reminder. You do still have your Goblin Challenge going on. We are in Phase 4. Okay, so this is, I believe, the go as fast as you can through Goblin either 1-3, 2-3 or 3-3, depending on which season you're on. And of course you get discounts for using rare heroes and rare artifacts. And then you get less points for using legendary heroes, legendary artifacts. So now, even if you're not the fastest, you can still, I believe, win random just by posting in the Discord for Dragonheir. So don't forget to do that. Grave Racing Challenge. I believe this is something very similar, but for the what do you call it? Grave of Venom, Grave of Curse. Yeah, so just having a quick read through it here. This one I haven't actually looked at before. Boo-doo-doo. So yeah, these are some of your rewards. Some select number of people are going to win some mice. Is that the word? Computer mice. And some dice, some Wyrmarrow, that kind of thing. Deficiency is to do with the sort of the rares and the epics things that I was talking about. So yeah, just something else to do on top of the Goblin runs there. Lucky Equipment Challenge. Now, like probably most of us feel, I don't feel lucky with any of the gear that I've got. But I did do a small video on this a few days ago now. And for me, my highest pointed gear at the moment is 25 points. 29 is the highest you can get. So for those of you who missed that, I'll just sort of show you how it works. So essentially, what we have to do is we're looking for a main stat in either attack percentage, enlightenment, crit rate, or crit damage. Okay, so the only gear pieces really in contention for the most points are you two down here. Now, if it rolls one of those main stats, so like here, attack percentage, you get 4 points. Okay, so you can submit helms and swords, but you're missing out on those 4 points because helms are obviously always HP and swords are always flat attack. Okay, so we're looking for one of those. So to get the highest possible attack percent is what you want on the main stat. Then for where's my 25 point piece? It's here somewhere. This one. So 4 points attack percentage chest. Then, if there is an enlightenment in the substats, you get 2 points. If there is crit rate in the substats, you get 3 points. And then if there is crit damage, you get 4. So looking at this piece of equipment here, so I get 4 for the main stat. I get 4 from rolling crit damage initially, which is 8. And then I get 3 for the crit rate. So that takes me to 11 points. Then, for every substat roll, you get the equivalent points again. I hope that makes sense. So, for every time I roll crit damage, I get 4 points once again. So I rolled it 3 times, so that is 12. So 12 plus 11 takes me to 23, not 25 like I quoted a second ago. So this at the moment is my highest rated piece, 29 being the max score. By getting enlightenment here, and 4 rolls in a crit damage. Obviously, you can use gloves as well. None of my gloves have come anywhere near that. As you can see, they have all been pretty mediocre. Now, if you can't get a legendary piece to do that, consider doing an epic and then using your runes to make it into a legendary. So if you get really lucky and you roll twice in crit damage, it might be worth using that epic, those runes, turning it into a legendary gear, see if you get a 3rd crit damage roll before you take it up to 20. So that's the Lucky Gear event. And then lastly, we have the thing we're going to do together today. And that's the Golden Vulture. So this is the arena battle ones that you might seen going on a weekly basis. I actually love these. I don't play PvP much because I'm bad at it, quite simply. I have a lot of heroes and some good heroes, but I've always found it particularly hard finding answers to combat some things people are doing. It's never been my thing. So I actually like this because I learn a lot. That's kind of why. So excuse the laid back kind of thing and me looking in this direction. That's where the game is. Actually, we can combat that just quickly. Move that around, and now I'm looking at you wonderful people, and that's my washing in the background. So we're going to click Learn More. Okay, that will open up a web page giving us some details on these 2 teams. So I'll bring it back across here. So greetings, traveller. This Vulture race is happening, and it's time to vote. If you get it right, you win 200 Wyrmarrow. Now, out of the 3 so far, I've only got 1 right, so quite bad so far with the guessing. But this is the red team lineup, so this has Ashetius with his exclusive artifact, so it's important to remember that. Very strong build, and he's got the special gloves that increases attack when someone in the arena dies. We then have Karth. Karth is in the Witch's Remains because he hits multiple times board wide. Once again, using those gloves that increase attack when someone dies. We then have this rare dude. I forget his name. We can probably pull it up quickly. Just move that out of the way. We want the gallery. I think he is a Radiant tank. Then we have Dane. That's this guy just here. He grants defense up equal to 30% to the hero's defense CI within. Pretty good. Battle skill inflicts stun on 1 person and puts ally protection and damage reduction to this ally and nearby allies. Pretty good. Not something to scoff at, certainly. We've then got Garius in the Ancestral set, so he's going to be absorbing the damage of some of the other guys. One thing I should mention, Dane is in the Puppeteer set, so he shares his defense out with those around him, and he's in the Black Cage, I think it's called, where he starts with a shield, and then when whoever destroys that shield, he puts attack down on. Then we say Garius in the Ancestral Protection set with the Blast Jar, not the Staff. That could play a big role here. We all know how Gatekeeper Staff is basically Garius's exclusive. So the Blast Jar increases his defense, and he does damage to people around when he takes it. And then Catherine with the Diamond, so increasing her Enlightenment and Resistance. Then we have the stats here. The stats are incredibly hard to see, and if I zoom in, they're somewhat blurred even for me, so I can't imagine you guys, but I'll read it out. Ashetius has got about 4.5k attack. He's crit capped with 250 crit damage, 250% crit damage, 180 resistance, quite high resistance. Karth, we've got just over 4k in attack, 340 accuracy for that Witch's Remain. Garius, I'm struggling to see myself here, just under 4k attack defense there. Some accuracy, some resistance. Dane, 350 accuracy, so we're really banking on him getting that stun off. And sort of good, fairly decent stats across the rest of the way. And then Catherine, 400 enlightenment, big heals coming from this girl here. About 2k defense and about 50k HP, so we'll just go back out to normal. And then this is the positioning. So interestingly, we've got Ashetius on the front line. I know he's melee, but it's not necessarily where I would start him. But I guess maybe we're doing that for the defense that he provides to the lowest HP within one tile. So that would be, for me, what I think is going on this one. So that's that team. So that is the red team. Let's go take a look at the blue team now. You know, spoiler from initially looking at what I do know of the heroes, blue is the one that I think is probably going to win. Voresh and Sigrid, I've come up against them loads and loads of times in Arena. They are so frustrating. Furbath, also a good epic, as well as new couple. So we have, say, Theodomir, also in the Blast Jar, so damage to anyone that hits him. He is in the Tundra set, so he takes 25% less damage just to start off with. And then he's got the mythical chess piece, which I can't remember exactly which one that one does. Do I have any is the big question. I do. The wearer dispels one debuff from themselves when they cast their ultimate skill. Okay, so could be good. We then have Fenia in the diamond for the enlightenment on her heals. In the Mona Lisa's blessing, so she heals when she casts her ultimate as well. And she's got the mythical chest piece that allows her to potentially increase her healing by 50%. Sigrid in the Hourglass, which seems like a strange choice, but does give her 100% more haste and accuracy to potentially land those debuffs. But again, not the one I would necessarily go for. Aerial Roar, so for every crit damage she has, she gets +1 attack, something to bear in mind. Or is it 4 attack for 1 crit damage? We'll take a look at that in a second. Furbath in the Ancestral, so he's taking the damage from everyone. Oh, sorry, should have mentioned Sigrid's in the Arena Gloves that allow her to increase her damage when someone dies. Furbath, say Ancestral set. He's got the horn on him as well, so anyone that he heals does increased damage, so that's great on his battle skill. He's got the Tunnel King's Cloak on, which I think has a chance to dispel a buff when he puts a debuff on. And then Voresh, like Calf, Witch's Remains, Battle Roar, and he's got the gloves where he does more damage when they've got defense down. So taking a look at the stats here again, then blurry, very blurry. So defense wise, Theodomir's got about just under 4k defense, 250 accuracy to land his taunt. Fenia, wow, blimey, again 450 enlightenment. Both of these healers killing it on the enlightenment. About 2k defense, 50k HP. Voresh is rocking 350 accuracy to get those Witch's Remains on. He also heals on his attack, and he's got he heals on the damage that he does, so 3k attack is okay. 90% crit rate, low crit damage, but that's not what he's there for. Furbath, again, just under 4k defense, a little bit lower maybe than you'd want. 250 accuracy to try and get his attack down as well. And then Sigrid in the Hourglass, so she has 270 accuracy for the heal debuff and the attack down she puts up, but say not necessarily what I would go for, because she's got very low crit damage, only 130k there. She has about 92% crit rate, 2.5k attack, so she's not going to hit as hard as she possibly could because we've got that hourglass on and the accuracy up. So I'll just zoom out again to 100%. And then we have that positioning. So if we were to flip the red team around, Ashetius would be there. So if we were to flip that over, so Ashetius is going to be this side of Theodemir, then they're going to have Dane, and then they're going to have Garius in the middle here. So Ashetius is going to be in a pretty vulnerable position, you'd think, but maybe that's the idea, that he, you know, because of the gloves that they're both wearing, he'll increase the damage of the others. Yeah, tough one. For me, I still think I'm going to go blue. I think blue is the call for me from what I've seen. So I'm going to press blue. We're going to submit. And there you go. That is my submission to this week's arena tournament. Let me know what you guys think, okay? Let me know what you ultimately end up picking. Do you agree with me in that it is blue? Or do you think the red team can come through? Yeah, we'll see. We'll see whether we get 200 Wyrmarrow or the 1 Starlight dice. But thank you for watching me today. It really does help my little channel grow. Take it easy. Look after yourselves. All right. Work hard and remember to play harder. And I'll see you again soon. Thank you.